We're live.
Hey, are we? Are you sure? Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday sew and chat. I'm going to be working on the Legit Kits paper piece rows that I started with Donna from Handmade by Ying with Donna. It's taken me a little bit longer to finish this one up just because it's a lot of intricate piecing. Let me show you. I have one section done. Hopefully, I don't know if we can see if I'm holding it up.
To your left or right.
There, you can probably see it best there. It's a little bit of a new setup, so let us get used to it. But so I think it looks really good. It's a lot of little pieces and not something I normally do. So now to get it back in here, because I have this big binder to keep everything all organized. But here I can. Well, let me just hold it. So this is the entire rows there. So that is what I'm working on. I'm working on another section of it. And yeah.
Thank you, Sean. Yeah, Sean. So for those who wanted captions, Sean was nice enough to walk us through how to do that.
Yeah, because I looked, we both looked actually, and both of us overlooked where it was. So he sent me some screenshots to make sure I could get it set up. So hopefully it's working. Did you check to see if it is?
Yes, it looks like it is working on here now. I'm not sure it's getting every word correct, but it is.
But it'll probably give at least a good idea of what we're saying. A little bit of Southern drawl comes out of me sometimes because I grew up in Florida, so it'll probably be hard to pick up some of that sometimes.
So so we did that, and we set up the live a couple days in advance and checked every day to make sure there wouldn't be ads playing. According to the YouTube studio, there may be an ad like if you join late, like when you just start the live, but there should be no ads. But who knows? We did our best. We talked to some other people who have the same issue, and I think it's just YouTube is doing what YouTube's doing for whatever reason. But we did our best to hopefully alleviate that.
So this is why, if you can see what I'm doing, it takes me so long to work on.
Let me put the other camera on.
Why it takes me so long to do this. It's so hard for my brain to like figure out how to cut the pieces for this. So I feel like it takes me exponentially longer than it really should to do each and every little piece. But it's going to be a beautiful quilt when I get it finished.
I believe it will be, because the other Legit Kit one you did was really, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of the overall design.
The free one, the block.
Yeah, but it was cool looking.
Yeah.
So
that was a lot easier. This one has the tiniest little pieces, and I keep telling myself, okay, if I do another one, I'm going to do one that has one dot that is easy. But whenever I go look at them all, the ones that appeal to me are the ones that have like a million dots representing how hard it is. So that's the problem I have. I feel like you would be the same way, though. You would like the ones that look the most complicated.
Yeah. Goth Mab, we are in Central Time Zone, and we started a minute early because. So if you came in at 7 p.m., you may have seen an ad in the beginning, but there shouldn't be any throughout. Also, good, Kathy. Glad that you could join us as a live. That was awesome. This is a clapper, and the cameras, we're still sort of getting used to how to focus them properly. But this is a maple clapper, and when I originally made this, it starts in a big block of wood. There was a huge cavern, if you will, here. And instead of throwing it away, I was like, well, I really like working with epoxy, so I am going to epoxy this and see how it turns out. And I think it turned out pretty cool. So we're giving this away because we have literally, I mean, we make clappers, so we have like as many as we want. And my wife has her favorite ones. So there's only one of these. I didn't make a whole bunch because the epoxy work on these things takes so long, because it takes a couple days to cure, and then you have to buff it properly, otherwise it gets ruined. So this one looks really cool. We're giving this away. To enter the giveaway, all you have to do is type the # or as kids say, hashtag, and then the word giveaway after that. And our streaming service will automatically log those, and we'll actually do the giveaway live, and it'll pop up whoever wins. So
hopefully,
yes, have to be in the US, so you have to have a US shipping address. If you live in Canada but you have someone who lives in the US that's willing to accept this for you, that's totally fine, but we can only send this to someone in the US.
Look at that tiny
that's like, I couldn't, that's 4 pieces of fabric. That's too much. That is too
I mean, it's
much.
really fun to look at it when it's all, when you get those pieces and you trim it down. It's just, oh my goodness, it's a lot of work. I don't know how some of the people who do those do so many in a year, but it's impressive how it all comes together. Okay.
That's so weird. So Sarah Stitches says that she's on her iPhone, she did not get a commercial, but on her TV that she's watching it on, she did get a commercial.
That's so weird.
I don't understand YouTube.
Let me log in to see if I get any, because
I haven't gotten any, but that's not to say much.
So I wanted to say, Sean, the guy who sews, if you don't follow his channel, definitely go check it out. Every Saturday morning, he does a live stream, and it's usually with another creator. It's a fun way to find other people who do sewing and quilting on their channel. I think this Saturday, he's going to have Jean Kept in Stitches on, and I just watched her this last weekend. She did a really long live stream where she shared what she was working on for charity quilts. So that was really fun to watch. So I usually am able to hop on the chat when Sean's on live Saturday mornings, because everyone else here is in bed. So I get to sit and sip coffee and watch people sew, or sometimes I come up and sew as well and listen to the chat, and it's a lot of fun.
So Jackie, you asked if I'm going to be selling the ruler that we sent to Donna. Yes. So Donna, or Handmade by Jean,
because I was using them too,
had reached out to us to see if we could make her a tool for paper piecing, and so we did. And this is what it looks like. So this is hard because there's not a good background.
And there's probably glare.
So this is 2.5 inches wide by 12 inches long, and there are seam allowance lines on either side at 1/4 inch to be used for paper piecing. And then we made a 6-inch version as well. Same thing, 2.5 inches wide, 6 inches long, with 1/4 inch seam allowances on either side. They are in our shop and available for purchase now.
So I will say, she asked for them. Like you said, she asked us to make one because she does a lot of the foundation paper piecing, a lot of legit kits. She did an unboxing for it on her channel and walked through why she liked it. I have just been using it now because he made them, so why not? And I'm working on one, and I will say listen to her because she's not making it and sell it, but I think it works better than the @ 1/4 ruler because it doesn't slide around on me. But like I said, check out her little, it's a really short video unboxing it and showing why she asked for something to be made. So
yeah, so I guess that's also sort of what is it, PSA, public service announcement. If there's something that you think would be a fun tool or something that you would like and you would like us to make it, feel free to reach out. We do a lot of custom work. So if it's something I can't do, like physically just don't have the ability to do because of size constraints or whatever, we can't do it. But I'm always happy to make other stuff. Like we recently added 5.5-inch and 6-inch trim locks to our shop because we got several requests for people for those sizes. So we just made them. That's how we have the 2-inch trim lock. I think it was Jean Eubanks, so I apologize if I'm wrong, but she had asked us to make one, so we did. There's a couple other things that we've made. Becca, she had asked for a paper piecing tray, which is the tray that has the 2 larger compartments and then 3 places for tools. That's how that came about. She asked for it. So we're always happy to try and make something for people because we like making people happy and I like making stuff. So,
and just know, if you send us an email, we try to get back to you as fast as you can, but sometimes we get quite a few emails a day. So just be patient. We try to get to everybody, and yeah, just that. It's just me and him responding to emails, so we try our best.
Yeah, and it's sometimes what happens. So Mondays are horrible days for me personally, just because I'm a professor, and the school, the college or the university that I teach for requires certain reports to be filed every Monday. So Mondays, half my day is spent filing reports. At my law firm, Mondays are always just, you get new filings, you have to go through a bunch of stuff. So I work like 18 hours on Mondays, and the last thing that I do, for better or worse, is check our So Be It Quilts email. So if you email on a Sunday night or a Monday, it's possible that I just never see your email because I forget to go back and check. So I know that's really bad, but
and sometimes we think each other address stuff.
Well, that's good too, right? Because we both have access. So sometimes she thinks I'm handling it, and it is just.
But we really do try our best. So
yeah. So Terry, what is the name of the ruler we made for Donna? It is, I think we called it the paper piecing ruler. So if you go to our store, at the very top menu bar, I think there's a button or a link for paper piecing stuff. And so if you click on that, that should be where you can find it. I believe I also put it in the new items. I think it automatically goes there if it's a new item. So you should be able to find it there. If you can't, let me know and I can drop a link in the chat.
I think I just turned it the wrong way, but we'll see if this works.
Tiny Talk Tina. I like your name. I love alliteration. So Tiny Talk Tina is awesome. Do I ever sew along with her? Yes. Well, no, we've never sewed along together because this is my wife's new machine. And so the old machine is right beside me. I have
one. I think we have.
I've sewn myself. I don't think we've sewn together.
We had the 2 set up. The Bernina and
I
think we did once. Okay. We both sewed.
So we will in the future. It's hard enough for me to keep up with the chat without doing anything else. But yeah, we have some plans to do that in the future so that we can both sew together because we have other machines.
What I want to do is I want to, someone asked when we were talking about what people would like to see us do and everything about sewing together, kind of like more classic blocks, just do a block, is when I plan one of those out, get it all cut. So all he has to do is sew it and we both sew it at the same time. But I feel like if everything's all cut and laid out and ready to go, it'll be a little bit easier for us to both keep up with the chat. And so something not too complicated. But that brings me to Monique from Open Gate Quilts reached out to me because she has her monthly subscription box. And then if you remember during Christmas, she has her Advent box and everyone loved, and I tried to find it. I packed it away though. Everyone loved her tilted Christmas present wall hanging. and she started a new, do you remember what it's called? The Tilted Charm?
I just put it up in the.
Okay. She started the Tilted Charm Club. So she reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in showing it. So full disclosure, she's going to send it to me for free. It's quarterly. But what I told her I would like to do if she sends it to me is so that on our live. So I'd have it all cut out to sew. But if you join it or already joined it, because I know she sent out information about it, that'll be a place where you can come sew along. So I think it'll be fun either way, just because we're going to be sewing. So it's fun, even if you don't sign up for it. But I just wanted to let you all know that there'll be a place to come and sew that if you did get it.
I was going to say something that I thought was really.
Sorry, I was jabbering.
No, it's
I
fine.
just kept going.
Completely lost what I was going to say now.
Maybe it was about us sewing together.
Oh no, someone had asked a comment, and I wanted to. Oh, here we go. So Karen, our kids do help with the business. They're definitely involved in a lot of the aspects, but our kids are teenagers. They're 16 and about to be 15. One just turned 16. The other one's about to turn 15. I don't trust them to send customer service emails or respond to emails.
They probably on it. I mean, they're very, very smart, but
they're well spoken, but they're snarky as hell. And I could see them responding in very unique ways, let's call it.
So our daughter, since she drives now, she takes packages for us pretty much all the time, unless we have larger, really heavy ones. So she helps there. Then her and her friend, or mainly one friend, sometimes a couple have helped, but they help build stuff, and like the stickers on the bottom of these, I have templates where they know how many go on each one, and they help with that. Our son likes to build the slide locks. That's the main thing he really likes to do. So trying to get him to help sand.
Yeah, sanding is the hardest part because that
takes the longest on some of this stuff.
So
and that nobody likes doing that, what he's doing.
Right. So like here, this is a 3-inch trim lock, and the acrylic that we use comes paper masked, which it has to, because otherwise there's a lot of issues. But it's got to take these little pieces of paper off. And
2 little pieces.
I have no nails anymore.
None of us do.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all fun. Okay, so Joy T asks, what model Juki do we have? So we have a Juki TL2010Q, which is a lovely workhorse of a machine. It's the only one that that's true. I've used the other one. It's the one that I use most.
Honestly, that one, probably we should take it to get serviced, since I've probably had it over a year now.
We've never had any issues with it.
I know, but just to get all the dust cleaned out. Or we should look up to see what to take apart to clean out the dust.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I think that Tiffany put a video up showing what she did to clean it out. But yeah, so we have that one. And then the one I just got, I think we talked about it last week, that it was one from Soya's Retreat, and they were selling them on a really steep deal. So since we're giving one away, I got super jealous about it when I looked up to see what was all about it. And then when they were doing the really big deal, I was like, oh man, okay, well, how can you pass that up if we were able to?
Yeah. So just to be clear, this one, it was used during the Soya Retreat. So it came at a steep discount. And so this one's used. The one that we're giving away, it's brand new in the box, never been opened. That one is brand new. It's never been used. So it's the brand new version of this.
I will say, when I got this, they had it packed so nicely. I mean, it honestly looked like it had never been used. And I opened up the bobbin area. I mean, they cleaned it up nicely. It is amazing. And something I noticed on this one, because they're basically, I mean, it's the same size. They look pretty much the same, but this one, I was messing around with it down here, you can change how bright the light is. So
you can't do that on the other one.
No, at least I didn't notice it. And then another thing is it can go over a lot more layers of fabric. So because I like to do bag making and I sometimes work with leather, this one should be able to sew over the leather fine, which it's a little bit of a struggle on the other one. I have a video coming out soon that I'm so excited about. It's not a bag. It has nothing to do with that. But when I was quilting that quilt on here, it is so much different than the other one. The other one is an amazing workhorse, but this one goes through over seams so easy. I didn't even put my walking foot on it. I just left this foot on and it sewed so easily over the seams. And I think it's because, I think it's called, I don't think I left the box up here. I think this little knob here is called a micro adjuster, and it automatically adjusts the foot so that any changes in thickness of fabric, it just automatically adjusts itself and goes over the fabric so all the stitches stay the same. It's pretty, that's the biggest difference for them. It's pretty cool.
So Sarah stitches. How do I enter to win the Juki? So it's very simple, Sarah. Hey, simple Sarah. I got it. Told you, I love alliteration. You can make any purchase on our website, our store, and there's a link in the description of this video to that. Any purchase you make between now and May 19th will enter you automatically, so you don't have to do anything else. If you don't want to make a purchase, that's totally fine as well. There is a link in the description of this video that shows, or that will explain to you how you can enter without making a purchase. Just follow the instructions there and you will be entered. And then on May 22nd, which is a Wednesday, during our live on that night, we will announce who the winner is and we will send it to them free of charge. You have to be over 21. You have to live in the United States. And I think that's basically it. But the full rules are in the description of this video.
So he put all the rules together, and I will get messages and stuff and emails asking, you know, how to enter. And so I went to get the link for all the rules, and I hadn't looked at him because I know he knows what he's doing, but I went and looked at him and I was like, yeah, this is my husband putting it together. So like it has everything all laid out. All the
5 pages of legalese that I have to put in there because apparently in America you can't give something away without the government getting involved. So Danelle wants to know what FPP you are working on, babe.
This looks like the same color, so I'm confused. So I'm working on I should just get the paper so that you can just keep it and show it. It's the Legit Kit Rose. So I'm going to drop all this that I organized.
No, that's not good. Oh, here we go. Sorry about the glare, but that is just a Legit Kit Rose. And it looks pretty cool. There's really tiny pieces in there.
Yes.
Okay.
I was seriously thinking that I cut the wrong color, but look, it's like, doesn't it? I mean, your eyes are better than mine.
No, those are definitely different. There's also a different like the design or the stitch pattern of the fabric or how
my eyes can't see that. It's almost like I have something up here that would help me be able to see it, like my glasses.
Yep. So Terry, yeah, anyone who buys anything, that's sweet. My wife and I were joking that it would be really funny if whoever wins the giveaway didn't even know they were entered to get the giveaway because they just bought something not knowing there was something going on. If you enter the other way, you have to send in an entry form, so you obviously know you entered. But it would be funny if on the day that we do the announcement, the person just had no idea, and we call them up and they're like, "Oh, great, thanks."
What if they're like, I don't want a sewing machine?
Well, they don't want it. We'll do a second drawing. Like it's just, so the entries close on May 19th. And I'm still sort of going back and forth on this. We'll know who the winner is, obviously, before we do the live, because we need to figure out who it is, and we need to go through the actual legal process of drawing the winner. But I sort of go back and forth as to whether or not I should call that person before the live just to be like, hey, you won. Do you want it? Which
I see what you mean.
Or would it be fun if they were in the live and they just found out then?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I if it were me, I think I'd want to be in the live and find out.
Yeah.
But I mean, they may not even know we have a YouTube channel either. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what the answer is.
I don't either. I don't know a lot, unfortunately. So, yeah, Judy, I hate reading the fine details and fine print also, but because of dumb lawyers, I'm not one of them. I'm not a dumb lawyer, but because of the history of lawyers in this country, there's just fine print for everything. Like I don't remember. There's a thread on Reddit about like just stupid legalese that you find. And I read one the other day, and it was basically, it was a T-shirt. It was like a baby onesie. It wasn't a T-shirt. It was a baby onesie. And on the tag, it literally said, remove baby before washing. And it's like, someone had to, like, there's only one reason that's on the tag. It's because something like that happened. It's like, what are we doing?
You remember that baby Bjorn we had? The
Yes.
carrier that it was like I would strap on one of our like stomachs and then we put the baby in. That said in the instruction manual not to attach it to a tree with the baby in it.
Yeah, because that seems a reasonable thing to do.
That would have been a good question that we put for like, what is the weirdest warning label you've read?
Oh, we'll do that next time. Paula in OKC, what did you receive 2 of today? I don't know, Paula. I wish. Oh, let's see. Hold on. I can probably figure it out. What did you receive 2 of today?
What now?
No, Paula's saying she received 2 of something today.
Oh, that's who we were just. We're fixing it. Remember?
Oh yeah. Thanks for reminding us, Paula. No, so we've had about 3,000 orders since we've opened our store, and Paula is the first person that got something that she didn't order, or we screwed up. It's basically long and short of it. She placed 2 orders over a couple of days, and for whatever reason, we sent one order twice and didn't send the other. So we're fixing it, and it sucks that we screwed up, but I will also say that 1 error out of 3,000 is pretty good, I think.
Well, you say that now, but I think last week we had where we didn't send stickers on somebody.
Well, that was a prototype.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That was still a mistake, but it wasn't an order mistake. Like, she got the right product. We just didn't make it right. So fine. 2 mistakes out of 3,000 orders. But no, we're fixing it. That's not a problem.
I think we sent an email to let you know too that we were fixing it.
Nancy, I'm not your lawyer, nor am I your tax advisor. I'm not going to answer that question because you don't want to know the answer. The way I see it is, if I don't tell anybody and you don't tell anybody, then the government doesn't know. So.
Oh, is it about winning?
Yeah. Let's go with that. Let's see. I'm sorry, everyone. I am trying to catch up to the comments. I'm really bad at this job. So Donnell, that's a good point. I was thinking about that too. So Donnell says that if she were the winner, or if others were, they may not need the machine, so they may want it to go to the next eligible person. Which I think is a good reason that militates in favor of announcing the winner early, or not announcing, but contacting them. I mean, the other part is, like, if Donnell won and she said, look, I don't need it, then she could say that on the live and we could just do a redraw. Although I think the redraw would have to be the next day because there's a whole process beyond it. I don't know. I should put up a poll question. I don't know how to do a poll on this new thing yet. And find out what everyone thinks. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Oh, I'm like not even close. So GothMab says, speaking of stupid legalese, he or she was watching a movie once where at the beginning it had a warning against taping this copyrighted fork. I assume, Gothmab, that you purposely typed fork, and that's because the movie or whoever put it together meant to say film but typed fork instead? Or did you mean to type film and you did the
These are
fork
such
instead?
tiny little pieces.
I don't even know how you do that.
Can you put up the
Oh, that's a good one. Sorry. Maple Stitch says, in a chainsaw manual, do not attempt to stop chainsaw with genitals.
or just any part? Why did they put that specifically? Just any part of your body?
Oh, so speaking of this, there's a handful of things on Reddit that I like because I find it enjoyable to read about stupid people. There was one, and I don't remember what the name of the thread is. Stupid people, probably.
Okay.
But there's a video of a guy trying to start a chainsaw.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
he puts the
You showed that one to
chainsaw
me.
with the blade in his groin and holds it between his legs, and he's trying to pull a thing. That's like, dude, if that works, you're never going to have kids. You're probably going to like slice yourself in half. Luckily, it didn't work because I'm assuming it was out of gas, and he didn't know that. But man, it was ridiculous.
Can you put the scrolly thing up that shows how to enter the giveaway? Because
Yes.
some people are asking.
There we go. What wine are we enjoying, Amy? Hey, Amy, nice to see you again. So last weekend, my wife and I went to Austin because we were there for something. And we're driving there, and I'm like, oh crap, Amy ordered something from us because she lives in the Austin area. He's like, we should have brought it for her. And then I was like, well, why don't we just see if she's around? We didn't bring it. She actually got delivered that day, but we ended up going to brunch with Amy and her husband. It was a delightful brunch.
Yeah, she is lovely. Go
She's
check
very
out
lovely.
her
You should check
channel.
out her channel. I'll post it in here. It's the first time I've had chicken and waffles in my life, and it was delicious. So shout out to Amy for deciding that we should go to that restaurant. So this is Thread Count. So it's the same wine that we had a couple weeks ago. It was so good that we decided to buy more of it. We're not big wine drinkers, but this is actually like delicious. So that is what we went with. Let's see. Kate Bergen says, don't sweat cutting the correct size piece. You're working with solids. Just cut it approximately. Donna has told us that there's plenty of fabric.
See, I know that, but it's hard for me to waste the fabric. And I still feel like I waste a lot. I don't know. I feel like after I do this one, and if I get another one, I'll feel more comfortable knowing that I have enough fabric here. But I don't know. It's really nerve-wracking for me to think I'm not going to have enough to finish this.
Nancy Joe, don't be a buzzkill. I agree with you. There's the law, and then there's the penumbra of the law, shall we say. So yes, from a strictly legal perspective, you're correct. But technically, if you don't receive a 1099 MISC because we don't send you one, there's nothing to declare. So
I don't know if you should have this all on recording.
Yeah, probably not. But I just don't know what to say.
So you don't know what questions I put in the.
I do actually because I
Oh, you
planned them
did.
in here. Amy, as a heads up, I think when you typed in giveaway, you did 2 A's, so you may want to try again. I'm just looking through the comments, and I don't mean to call you out, but you may want to try again.
She met you. She knows you're calling her out.
That's absolutely true. Anyone who's met me in person knows I have no filter. So
I think they know that on here too, honestly. I don't think it has anything to do with
and for everyone, it's hashtag or #sign giveaway, not exclamation giveaway. Exclamation giveaway I don't think will do anything. I think it has to be hashtag giveaway. So a couple questions here. The Right Way Janice wants to know what the most popular product in our shop is. I haven't looked recently, Janice. It fluctuates month to month.
Right now, it's been that quilt lock.
Right now, I think it's been so for since the beginning of the year. I think it's been the quilt lock, followed by the slide locks. It's hard though because the trim locks come in like 9 or 10 different sizes. So, I can tell you that the 6.5, the 5, I think the 4.5 are the most common sizes that people order. But on a whole, more trim locks I think are ordered than anything else, but they're just different sizes.
It's hard too because our wholesale orders, like all that shows up, and we get wholesale orders for the slide locks more than anything else. So
Maple Stitch would like to know which needle size you are using for piecing.
It is about 1.5. And hopefully I'll be able to rip these apart easily with that.
No, not stitch size, needle size.
Oh, needle.
Is it just your standard 80/20?
Actually, I don't know because it's the needle that came in it. So I'm gonna assume it's probably universal or a quilting needle. But I know needles aren't expensive, but I just figured they probably either put a new one in or it hasn't been used much.
Tiny Talkie Tina wants to know when you were planning on doing the present project.
The present?
Is that the Monique one?
So the present one I already did on a live. That was the one that came in her advent box. Do you remember when we did that one? Because I think you were on with me when I put together her Christmas present one.
Yeah.
I don't remember when it had to have been mid-December.
I thought you finished it before then, though. That doesn't mean that's when the video went up. I don't remember.
So that one was done on live. The one that's going to come, she's shipping it March 15th. So what's the Wednesday after March 15th?
The Wednesday after March 15th?
Yeah.
March 22nd.
Okay, so probably around then we'll be doing the flowers, the spring project live. As long as I have the box. But I'll try to put up a notice on when that will be. So if you want to sew along, you can get everything ready and cut.
Yes. So Billy Weathered, I'm not sure. I am not a genius. Well, so I probably am. Well, I am from an IQ basis, but no, not the way you mean I am a genius. The idea for this ruler came from Handmade by Ying with Donna. So Donna, she just asked us to make it, and I said, sure, I'll figure it out. So it's not anything that we did. It was
she messaged me and was telling me. So where's the quarter ruler?
I don't know. I thought earlier.
So upstairs. So this is what she was using, the quarter ruler to trim up around her blocks and all that. And her issue was, since it's so small, she was worried that she would cut her hand, and then because it kind of slips a little. So she asked if we could make something. She actually told us she wanted it 2.5 inches wide, right? Wasn't that what you cut it? Because I told you what she had said, and then a 12 inches, grips on it, the 1/4 inches, the handle, so that she could keep her hand away from the blade and all that. So that was all from her. What else so we made this one and sent it to her, and I actually didn't know that she showed it. He just started getting emails asking about it. So I went and looked and saw that it was up. And I was like, I think people like it. You may want to make them. and then I messaged her to ask if there was anything we should change before we put them in the shop, if she thought it needed more grips or anything. And she said, it's great. She's like, just when she showed it to people, they said a 6 inch.
Yeah.
6 inch would be good too.
That's how that happened.
Yeah.
Constance says, what is the multi-tonal wood called for trays? So Constance, there are trays that are made out of canary wood, which is a lighter color, which has some yellows and oranges in it. There's also zebra wood, which is more of a beige-ish colored wood with darker brown stripes, so it looks sort of like a zebra. There are, I think I have one tray left in the small trays. It's Wangi, which is a dark brown wood with lighter brown stripes. And then cherry isn't really a multi-tonal wood, but it has, well, it is, because cherry has a lot of lighter tones, so they're all light colored. It's relatively similar in colors, but so I don't know if you're talking about canary wood or zebra, but those would be the two guesses I have for what you mean by multi-tonal. Alexandra says, is this the new Juki? Yes, this is the new Juki TL18QVP that we got from, so this was a machine that was used during their retreat. I believe it was 4 days long. And then after the retreat, they pack them all, they clean them all out, and then they pack them up, and then they sell them at a discount. So
they sold it at a discount, and the discount is less than what the retail price of this machine is. But then they also give you this travel bag that is pretty amazing. I left it downstairs. But I also got 100 fat quarters. I don't know if y'all can, this whole section here is fat quarters. So I feel like I didn't technically buy fabric, which I've been trying not to do, which has not worked out, because when I went to when we went to Austin, we stopped by a quilt shop up there. And that's where we actually met Amy and her husband. But then we went to brunch, but we went back to the quilt shop because we had a few more questions about some stuff. And then I ended up buying some thread and layer cake. But to be fair, I didn't have any more layer cakes. It's like the only fabric that I don't have a lot of. That's not a good excuse, but it was really pretty.
Yeah. So Karen says, doesn't Juki take 9014? There are like a number of sizes of needles you can use for the Juki. We've used 80, was it 80? 8014, 80,
I have a bunch of needles over there. The one thing I know is it has a little disclaimer on it that says use needle of HA X1 or HL X5, but like the universal needles and the 9014, which I think is the quilting needle, they come in that. It's like high something. I don't remember what it means, but I figure whatever needle they put in it is probably the correct one. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I assume so. They know what they're doing, hopefully. So Tiny Talk Tina wants to know, did you make all of the projects of the Missouri Star Company's Advent box?
No. No. I had high hopes to. But I didn't. I actually got very, very sick. Remember?
Oh, you did.
Yeah. I got really sick. I did the crazy sweater. I did the coasters, and then I started doing the yarn for the trees because I think that came next. And I got really, really sick. Like he's never. I don't want to say he's never concerned when I'm sick. But like usually I'm sick, but I'm still able to do stuff. But I slept that whole day, and he kept coming in and was really worried because I had a really high fever, and it was really bad. And that just kind of put me behind on all that. But I honestly, the only one that I really want to do from those is the and I think it's right here.
Just as an FYI, Amy says the Juki will take any size needle, but you must use high-speed needles.
High speed. There you go. Thank you, Amy. It was like a wall hanging. I don't know where. I probably have it in one of my boxes that is like projects I want to do soon. But it was like a wall hanging that I think looked like snowflakes or something. That's the only one I want to do. The bag doesn't really excite me. It kind of looks like really old-fashioned. Sorry if somebody likes it a lot. But the wooden handles just weren't my style. So there was a lot of them that just didn't didn't do it for me.
So
They're so small.
Yeah. Donnell wants to know, when did the diamond trim lock set get added, and can you explain the purpose? So they got added last week.
So
We talked about them briefly on the live last week.
I'm putting together a pattern for it.
So it's this back here. So the diamond trim lock comes in 2 pieces, and it allows you to make a finished, oh, here we go, a diamond block like this that is finished. It is 10-inch by 5-inch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my wife wanted a diamond pattern, so she asked me to design one, and I did. Not a pattern, but like the actual trim lock. So it comes in 2 pieces, one to make the inner diamonds, and then one to make the edge pieces so that they fit properly and perfectly. So it makes, like I said, a 10-inch by 5-inch finished block. So this piece makes the diamond block, and this piece makes the edge block, and they are mitered on the edges to make sure that you don't have any excess material and you can get those perfect points that you want. So that is what those are and their purpose. Glenda Hyde wants to know, does it specify on a package if a needle is high speed?
Yes. So let me see if one of mine, I put in other ones because I didn't know until somebody pointed it out. Any of mine.
So the answer is yes.
Yes,
will
it
say,
does.
it says either HS or high speed.
So down, I don't know if it'll even pick up on camera, but it's at the bottom there.
Yeah, so it'll say HA on the, for Schmetz at least, they say HA. I think some say HS. But
it says, it'll say HAX1 or HLX5.
There you go.
But yeah, it shows it right on the package.
And we have reached that time where we talk about the questions that we have. So question number 1 is, what was your dream career as a child?
So I thought of this question because I was thinking about it the other night, and I thought it was really funny. So I think I've told you before, but I always told my mom that my dream would be to own a craft store, and that I wanted to have like all types of craft stuff in it, like from painting supplies to fabric to having a room that had like pottery wheels and stuff like that, like kiln, like all in, like every craft that you could ever have, because I've always loved to craft. And I just think it's funny that I'm doing, I mean, I don't have that kind of store, but it's just kind of funny.
Amy says she wanted to be an astronaut, and it's still her dream, which is awesome. I think for me, I wanted to be either a police officer, because I was, that's what little boy doesn't want to be, a police officer, firefighter, or a doctor. And I got into med school, and then when I realized how long it was going to take to actually become a doctor, so it's not just the 4 years of med school. I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon because I've had innumerable orthopedic surgeries. And I had a mentor who was an orthopedic surgeon, but it's 4 years of med school. It is 1 year of an internship. It's 5 years of a residency. And then there's fellowships on top of that. So it's just, I just didn't want to spend all that time in school. I love school.
I was going to say,
but
like that, it's hard for me to wrap my brain around that, because I think you would, if there was a career where you could just do school, you would do
that. But it's just too much. Like that's too many years to get to where you actually get to do your own thing. So we got Siberian lawyer, wanted to be a lawyer. That's a horrible childhood. Who hurt you?
I get it though, because like you see all those movies and see people helping people, it just gives a different impression of what you actually do.
Lawyers do much more harm than they ever hurt, or they much more harm than they ever help.
Like I tell you all the time, I wish I could go work for the Innocence Project.
Yeah.
That would be my dream right now.
A lot of vets. That's cool. I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, lots of vets. Veterinarians, that is. pediatrician, comedian, teacher, movie star. That's a good one, Joey T. Vet. Janine says she didn't remember wanting a career, just wanted to be a mom. I know plenty of people like that. Big truck driver, and she did for 20 years. Good for you, Glenda.
I was going to say, ask if that was Julie, but...
Ballerina. Ooh, ballerina's a fun one.
So any of you, are you doing the career that you had dreamed of, or...
There's a couple people who said that they wanted to be teachers, and they are.
Okay, that's cool.
I wanted to, so Siberian said,
I feel like this is going to be wrong.
I wanted to be a lawyer because then I could tell people what the rules are and how they are breaking the rules. Yeah, I will tell you right now, the rules in the law almost never are the same. Like the law gets interpreted so very differently by many people. It's one of the most frustrating things about being a lawyer.
Well, I think that's probably what frustrates you the most, because you're very black and white on how things should be. Like you just like everyone should just follow the rules, and this should be simple.
Yeah, but then people want to make exceptions, or like, oh, the law doesn't really mean that. It's like, yeah, it's black. It literally says what it says. Yeah. No, well, you know, when it says you can't do this, it doesn't actually mean that. It's like, well, no, but it does. So.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah. So Carrie says she wanted to be a race car driver or a pilot, so she became a mom and did both. That is awesome. I used to fly. I don't do it now because I don't have time. I know some pilots that maintain their licenses even though they don't actually fly, and I think that's dangerous as hell, because flying is one of those things where if you don't do it on a regular basis, there's just so many things that can go wrong.
Well, does that stuff change? Like
yeah, I mean, there's like technological changes, like ADS-B and ADS-B and ADS-A and in and out requirements. But I mean, it's not like driving a car, right? Because I mean, yeah, you can kill yourself in a car, but you can't have a catastrophic accident like you can in a plane. So I feel like I'd rather not risk it if I don't have time. So.
Hunter wants to fly.
He does. Joey T says, "Yeah, didn't you see my latest movie?" I did not, but if you tell me what it is, I'll give it a watch. Okay, so
I feel like as slow as I am at this, I'm never going to finish this. I really need to get more confident so I can work faster.
Football sports announcer, that's a really good one.
You would love to do something in the sports world.
I would. I do a lot of math, so I like doing the analytics and such.
Yeah.
Dr. Kathy Smith says, dentistry was plan C for me. She was a marine biologist before dental school, but there was no money in it at the time. I don't think there's a lot of money in most sciences, unfortunately.
So I had a friend in college that's what she was going to school for, marine biology.
Oh, is that didn't she become a nurse though, or was that
no? It was Nicole. I don't think
you
ever met her. Whatever, but
Okay, second question. What sport would you compete in if you were in the Olympics? So I have to get clarification for you on this. Is this like the sport that you would compete in because you actually have the ability to, or the sport that you would want to compete in?
I think. Okay. Like, I think realistically, the only sport I could probably do is like curling. But I always wished I could do gymnastics. I always thought that looked so fun. But then as an adult, like now I'm like, oh, the toll that probably takes on your body.
But you could do the marathon. Melissa just said marathon. You could do the marathon. I don't know that you'd win, but you could compete.
I could probably, like, thinking about how sore I am after quilting a quilt, I'm just like, there's no way I could do gymnastics.
So when I was in high school, I was a varsity leader in 5 different sports. I was on the varsity swim team, the varsity baseball team, varsity football team,
But you hated swimming.
Track and field. I hated competing in swimming, but I enjoy swimming. So it's baseball, track and field, football, baseball, track and field, football, swimming, and then water polo. If I could do an Olympic sport, so yeah, right now at this point in my life, I think curling's about the only thing I can qualify to do. And I'm not saying I could, but like, oh, I'm sure it is. But it's not like it's physically demanding. It's like the decathlon.
I don't know. They sweep really fast.
But
that'd wear me out.
I still hold like a California swimming record for like under 12:50 time. Like I swam the 50 meters in like 27 seconds when I was 11 years old. So swimming would have been one, although nowadays all swimmers are like 6'5", so I'd have no chance. I competed in the long jump, the triple jump, the discus, the shot put.
I really need to put my glasses on because those all look the same.
No, those are 3 different colors. I would probably go curling just because I think it would be. All those guys seem so chill, and I'm sure they're competing hard as hell, but like they just seem like they're having a good time. Right? You like watch people that are doing the marathon. I'm like, man, those guys can't wait to get done. If it were going to be a Winter Olympic sport, though, it would be biathlon. I'm an incredibly good shot, and I figure I could probably figure out how to cross country ski. So that would be it.
Is that the shooting one?
Yeah, where you shoot and ski. I did, though, when I was a kid, I really wanted to do the ski jump because it looks so cool, those guys flying through the air.
That looks so scary.
Yeah, well, that too. So a lot of skating, figure and speed skating, Olympic napping. A lot of gymnastics. Synchronized swimming, that is just, Janine said synchronized swimming. Those girls, and I guess, I don't know if men do it, but man, they are some of the most fit people I've ever met. I knew a couple girls in college that were synchronized swimmers, and they could hold their aerobic capacity is just unbelievable. Olympic quilting that would be awesome. See who, like, they could do like a speed. Like
I would not win with this.
You've got a baby quilt, see how fast you can do it. And then they should do like accuracy, and they should like judge it by like artistic and technical ability. That'd be really fun. Bobsled. I always thought the bobsled looked cool, as well as the luge. Whitewater canoeing. I like whitewater canoeing. I used to do it all the time when I lived in California because I lived on a very nice river. But I don't like how they set up the Olympic canoeing because they set it up in these artificial tanks, basically. It's like, that's not really what it's about. Sand volleyball. But Laura said she wouldn't wear a bikini, so that wasn't going to happen. Racquetball. I love racquetball.
The sand volleyball, like what they have them wear. I'm assuming it's what they have them wear. Just looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Etta K wants to know what you're making. She is making and I of course have a whole bunch of stuff on it now, so I can't show you. It's the legit kits rose.
I'm attempting to make this.
Yeah, it's a paper piecing project that requires quite a bit of dexterity.
Yeah, I don't think I have a picture of it anymore since you buried it. I will blame you.
Real quick, we are going to do the drawing soon. So if you've not entered, please go ahead and do that. As a reminder, the entry is for this handmade, one-of-a-kind, custom maple clapper with a blue pearl essence epoxy inlay. So it's 8 inches by 3 inches by 2 inches. It's 2 inches tall, approximately 2 inches tall. 8 inches long, 3 inches wide. It has grooves cut into it for your hands so that you can hold it more easily. And it is this design is our custom design. There may be someone else who has copied it, but we came up with this particular design. And this is one that I just happened to decide to do with epoxy. So it's the only one of its kind. I've never done another one with epoxy. So there it is. Let's see. And the final question, who is your first celebrity crush? I'm trying to think of who mine was. I think for me, I don't know who's your Sean. Well, I know you like Sean Connery. But I don't know if he would have been your first.
No, he wouldn't have been.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he was. And I had like posters up of him all over my room, and I thought it was really sad because I think he kind of like lives a private life. And I was showing you that they were picking on him recently, like posting pictures of him talking about how he's unrecognizable now.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, he's like 25 years older.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, it seems like he just lives a normal life, like has a normal job now and stuff, and doesn't do acting.
Yeah, I think for me,
I honestly have no idea who it would probably be.
I think it probably would have been Christina Ricci, because she's basically my age, and she
Who?
was Christina Ricci.
Oh, yeah.
She was in Casper, and she was in a bunch of movies when she was
Now
younger.
and then.
Yeah,
But
she
you
always
probably
just,
didn't watch that.
no, but she always just seemed like a down to earth person, and I'm attracted to intelligence, and she seemed to be relatively well spoken in her roles. I have no idea what she is as a real human, but I think it probably would have been her, because that's the first one I can remember. So we've got.
Look at, oh my goodness, these are just.
That's silly.
I don't even know. Like, so these are all the ones that I did.
Oh, this is a good question. Everyone's answering.
Ooh, Luke Perry's a good one. Rob Lowe, he's on that show, The Floor, that we're watching. I really liked the movie he was in. I don't think you liked it with the elephant.
Welcome, Joanne. No, that was a horrible movie.
You didn't like it?
Christmas in the Country or whatever that was.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called. But it's like that Netflix movie. Yeah, you didn't like it. I liked it. I watched it the other day. Tom
Selleck's a good one. Prince. Kevin Bacon, Amy. I think he's a good actor. Hey, everyone's got their own thing. Frankie Avalon, Elvis, Parker Stevenson,
Too long ago to even remember.
Patrick Swayze, David Cassidy, Paul McCarthy, although I think she means Paul McCartney. John Ritter. That's an interesting one. Christian Slater, I think that makes a lot of sense. He's a tiny little man, but I knew a lot of girls in school that loved Christian Slater.
You can't judge people's crushes. That's not nice.
Sean Cassidy, George Michael, Ralph Macchio. That's a throwback. Hugh O'Brien, Davy Jones, Ty Mona. Yeah, I have a sucker for women that can sing, so I get the Davy Jones one. Leif Garrett. George Harrison, a lot of Beatles in here. Skeet Ulrich, Sean Cassidy, Bobby Sherman, Tom Jones, Robert Redford. That's a good one. John Travolta. Yes, Amy is right. She said she was going to bet that you were a JTT fan. Richard Chamberlain, Eric Estrada. I've seen a couple Eric Estradas. Paul McCartney, a couple Paul McCartneys.
Was Jonathan Brandis the one that was in that like Sequest or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. He passed young.
Yep. Mark Wahlberg. Rod Stewart. I like his voice. David Cassidy, Donny Osmond, Omar Sharif. I don't know who that is. Jake Ryan from 16 Candles, Luke Perry. Luke Perry's another one that I remember a lot of girls like. Peter Frampton.
So there's another person that said Rob Lowe and said that they had a huge crush on him. I think he's still a handsome guy.
Rob Lowe, yeah, he's aged incredibly well.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, Richard Dean Anderson, MacGyver. That's a good one.
That's such a good show.
Sam Elliott. I love Sam Elliott's voice.
He has such a good voice.
Okay, so I am going to do the drawing for the giveaway now, and I'm hoping that it will work the right way. So let's see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. Did they see that?
I don't know. Okay, so Susie Hewlett has won. I don't know if you guys can see it, but Susie Hewlett has won. I was
I don't know.
hoping
It
that it would
doesn't
show
show
up.
on here,
Oh,
but
it doesn't? Okay. I was hoping it would.
I don't see it.
So, Susie Hewlett, if you are in the chat, please let me know so that we can get your information.
Let me type it in.
I'm going to do a banner.
Oh, okay. I want to watch 911 Lone Star. Is it good? I know he's in that, but I have not watched it, and I was thinking about giving it a try because I keep seeing previews for it.
What is it now?
The 911 Lone Star. The Rob Lowe's in it.
Oh, I did not know he was still doing shows.
Okay, so if you're on Instagram, you should follow Rob Lowe because his sons just destroy him whenever he post pictures of himself. They just make so much fun of him in the comments, and it's hilarious.
Mona is right. I should have done this screen share because then it would would have shown. I see.
Oh yeah, because I think Mona, I see on her live that she uses the same thing we started using now.
I forgot that little thing. So
yeah, we don't know what we're doing.
But if she does not respond, and I have not seen that she does, I may have to do this again.
I would just wait a little because if some people said they still get the ads coming up, and that I think puts them back a little bit.
Okay.
Did you get a text if Lo made it to?
Oh, I didn't. I haven't even.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, our daughter goes to practice, soccer practice today around the same time. So
yeah. Good night, Joanna. And thank you, Heike, for saying that. So Susie Hewlett, if you are in the chat, please let us know. So that we can send you our thing. Do you know if Lorelai, so our daughter's 16, does she have like a celebrity crush?
I don't know.
I feel like at one point she really liked that Shawn Mendes kid, the singer.
I have no idea.
Our daughter, so I love my daughter, but she has the weirdest taste in boys because they're definitely not men. Every boy she seems to be interested in,
I don't know,
looks like Kurt Cobain to me. Like they're just all thin, tiny little men with long hair, and it's like I don't get it.
And you went there. I was like, I don't know if you should say.
Our daughter is incredibly athletic. She will be a collegiate athlete. And I was an athlete my whole life, and like now you're not an athlete, so I guess maybe I shouldn't have dated athletes. But like I just always assumed that someone who's very athletic will also be married to and or attracted to someone who's also athletic. But
no, I was not. Like I can't play any sport. I am definitely not. Like it was more of a sit in my room and hide and read books and paint and stuff like that. So
you're very good at the art stuff. That is for sure.
Yeah, that was my thing.
So I maybe I asked this earlier. I don't remember. So Crystal, these are going to become trim locks. So I cut them out and I put the lines on them already. Now I'm just taking the paper off so that they look pretty.
Did anyone see Susie in the chat? I was trying to follow it, but
I haven't seen her at all. So
yeah, a lot of people are saying that like opposites attract, and Laura said that her husband's athletic and me not so much.
So I didn't ask this question earlier, but if you were to win the giveaway of the machine, would you rather be notified ahead of time, or would you rather be surprised during the live announcement? Because I'm struggling with whether or not to notify the person early. So let me know if you would rather find out as a surprise with everyone else, or if you'd like to be notified early. Guess who, Nancy? How did the two of us meet? So we met on something called MySpace. So we basically met through the very early stages of social media. So we both had profiles on MySpace, and I found hers because I don't even know how I found it, honestly. But I sent her a message and she responded, and then 5 months later we were married. That's pretty much how it worked. So,
it's
surprise.
very mixed.
Oh yeah, so there's no like, yeah, there's nobody that is,
So Susie's in the chat.
Oh, she is. Did she
Yep.
finally respond?
Yep.
Oh, okay, good, awesome. Okay, Susie, please email us at info@sobeitquilts.com, info@sobeitquilts.com, with your name, address, phone number, and mailing address. And we won't call you, but we need phone number because our shipping partners require us to put a phone number there. Do that so that we can send it out to you, and we will get that taken care of. Well, we were very young when we got married. Yeah, we got married when we were 23. So we're a year apart. I think I got to do the math here. We were 24 and 23.
Sure. I don't even know how old I am now. I'm not a big birthday person, not because I care about aging or any of that. It's just never been something that I've been big about is birthdays. Like we do the stuff for the kids and everything. It's not like we don't do all of that, but yeah, I've just never been a big. I'm not good with dates, honestly. Like we had a couple years that we just didn't even remember it was our anniversary because we were just so into life.
Yeah, no, we literally like there were.
I think somebody said happy anniversary, like said
yeah,
us a
we
message.
We're like 1 year. It was like 4 or 5 p.m. I get a text message from a buddy of mine saying, "Hey, happy anniversary!" And I'm like, "Oh crap!" And I showed it to her, and we're like, "Oh, happy anniversary!" But there's been a couple years where we went like, I don't know that we've ever gotten past a date after, but there's been a couple of years where we were the day after our anniversary. We're both like, "Oh, it was our anniversary."
But thankfully, we're both okay.
Yeah.
It would be really bad if one of us like really got upset about it.
So yeah, it's one of those things where
you're not really big about birthdays. Like
no, I like our kids' birthdays, but like I honestly don't even remember my birthday half the time.
But
my
it's
kids
because they get excited like about it and getting
their
like we have like a routine that we do, and they get gifts. They get to pick where they go to dinner, different stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, we bought our daughter a car for her 16th birthday, and that was like seeing her reaction to that was totally worth it.
But we're really bad about that stuff too because we're always in the moment with stuff, and everyone's like, "Oh, did you record it?" No.
Yeah, so Amy says, similar to us, she and Casey have been married 30 years next month, and they often forget theirs on the day. Yeah, so I think that's why we got along so well, because you guys have very similar personalities to us.
48 years, Judy.
Yeah, that's awesome, Judy. I remember there's someone in one of our chats, I think she was celebrating like 74 or 75 years. It was nuts.
Yeah, I think like somebody said whatever works, what matters is the marriage works. And I think so. Like I think something about both of our personalities just work well together.
Yeah. Yeah, so Terry, yes, we do have to get a car for my son, although he's going to be a little bit more new. He's much more of a car person. Our daughter just wanted a car. She had said for a long time she didn't want an SUV. She was going to get mad if we got her an SUV. But then I was like, well, technically it's my car or our car. We own it. But I was like, we don't have an SUV and I want one. So I got her an SUV and she was over the moon. Like she loves it. Like not a big deal. My son, on the other hand, he wants a classic like 1969 Mustang. So that's a lot harder to find. And I want one too. So I'm totally all for it. So I've been trying to find one. The problem is with Mustangs, I want to get one that he and I can work on together. Because I used to, when I was a teen, I rebuilt several cars, sort of a hobby of mine. So I'd like to get like a one that's junker that we can just completely rebuild, get a brand new engine, do the tranny, do everything. They're just so hard to find nowadays because one, they're 60-year-old cars, and so they've all been rebuilt. So we're in the process of I'm trying to find one that I can get so that we can rebuild it together. But so we'll see how that goes.
I think he'll be like, if we can't find something, I think he'd still be happy with just whatever. I think he would be too. He's like a lot less fussy about that kind of stuff. He's much more kind of easygoing. He's not as opinionated about different things.
So guess who Nancy says? I still remember the date of our first date. I remember ours as well.
No, you don't remember the date. You remember what the date
that was in February.
Ish.
I remember that. But I remember the action. Yes, I don't remember the date of the date. I remember the date like it was yesterday. I remember exactly what we did, where we went, what we talked about. Well, I think she said 3 words on our first date. It was really just me talking.
I am very shy. Very shy. And honestly, I was probably a tad worried I might get murdered.
Yeah, so our first date, she wants to meet at 10 o'clock at night and go for a walk, which I'm like, I was a Marine, or am a Marine, so I'm like, yeah, I'll do whatever. No big deal to me. And I honestly didn't think, I'm not the type of person that would go and murder someone, so I wasn't thinking she was in danger. But now that I think back, it's like she was willing to meet me in the middle of the night at 10 p.m. on a random Tuesday, and we went for a walk, which was fine. It was great. It worked out, but
it was not smart on my part.
So Danelle says she wants 79 Trans Am. So the third car that I rebuilt, Danelle, was a 79 Trans Am. AT400 transmission. I got it. It was a junked out car. Completely repainted. It was black. Got a yellow leather, like a bright yellow leather interior. It was totally didn't look like a classic Trans Am should have, but oh man, I loved that car. It was so nice. Had T-tops. And it was one of the more fun cars I rebuilt. So it was good stuff. Constance likes the Camaros. I don't like Chevy products. So except for I like the C2 Corvette. So the 63 to 67 Corvettes I'm in love with. Other than that, I don't like Chevy products. I think Ford has superior engines. And so I've always been a Ford guy when it came to stuff like that, with the exception of the Trans Am.
So JK, for the sewing machine, you wouldn't have to be present in the live to win.
Correct.
It's just going to be whoever
is
drawn first is going to win, and then we're trying to work out how we're going to contact them and let them know. But you don't have to be present in the live when we announce it to win.
Yeah. So the giveaways that we do like this, you have to be present just so you're here. But yeah, for the sewing machine, like I said, we were joking earlier, the person who wins may not even actually know they were entered into the giveaway. So don't have to be in the live. And there's a very good possibility that whoever wins won't be in the live.
Yeah. So we can see, we can kind of see where the transaction comes from, if it's like through my YouTube channel or if it was just direct to the site. So I often assume if it's direct to the site, they must have heard about it some other way, and they may not even know about the channel and stuff. So
right. So yeah, so a lot of people have kids that want classic cars. Studebaker, Nova. Candace says her son wants a Mazda Miata. So our son is like really into Japanese culture, and so he would love like an RX-7, like the old rotary engines, a Miata. Although our son's, he may be taller than, I'm about 6 feet tall. He may be taller than me now. He's 14. He's about to be 50. There's no way he's fitting in a Mazda Miata comfortably. Like I can't fit into a Mazda Miata comfortably. There's no way he can.
He's so interesting because he's like you in that sense where when he gets curious about something, he goes all in on researching it. Like for a while, he was really into natural, like, would you call it natural? Is that like the way nature works?
Yeah, because weather events.
Yeah. So he was really into tsunamis and tornadoes and all this stuff and would research all the stuff about it on how they occurred. He even knew where the biggest research center was for tsunamis to build buildings to withstand them and all this stuff. And we actually, it was such a bummer because you were in contact with that guy that
at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, because that's where they have one of the most advanced technological labs for tsunamis. They shut it down before we got a chance.
because it was, they had set up, they were about to set up a time where we could take him up there and see everything. And like everything got shut down because of COVID. It was because that would have been so cool to bring him, but he's not as into that anymore. Maybe he is, but he doesn't talk about it as much because he used to talk our ear off about like all stuff.
So Terry, the drawing for the sewing machine will be, we will announce it Wednesday, May 22nd during our live. But the entry, you can enter through Monday, May 19th, or maybe it's Sunday. May 19th is the last day that you can enter to win.
Yeah,
So,
we wanted to give people enough time to, make the purchase if they wanted to, or to send in their entry.
Yeah, Candace, if your son's 5'11", like even at 5'11", if he never grows again, he's not going to fit into a Miata comfortably. Gran Torinos were really nice. There's a lot of really good cars. That I honestly like. I think any car made pre-72. Now, there's some cars made after that for sure, but any car made pre-72, you can take the engine and just make it a monster. And they were made out of steel. Now, they don't drive as well as new cars because you've got manual brakes and manual steering. But man, they're fun to drive. They're just a totally different experience. You could run into a brick wall and still be fine. They shouldn't, but it's not going to crumple.
Have you ever watched any of those where they test drive the cars and do the safety checks and run them into walls at full speed? Those are crazy.
Yeah. Judy says, if you purchase more than once, do you get multiple entries? No, unfortunately, under U.S. law, you cannot do that. Go figure. So you only get one entry. Now, we would love for you to make multiple purchases, but no, you don't get any extra benefit from buying more because U.S. law says that's illegal. I could get into the reasons why. I think they're junk reasons. The long and short of it is, if you tie a number of entries to buying something, it's considered a lottery, and lotteries are illegal unless you're licensed by the state, and the state has full control over that, and they don't allow anyone but themselves to do it. So I wish we could say yes, but the answer is no. It would be illegal for us to do so. Let's see, 69 Charger. Oh, I love Chargers. First car was, so Amy says her first car was a 73 Super Beetle. Love that thing. I had one now, but they're just not safe. Yeah, Super Beetles aren't, they were made with a very thin metal. And I don't remember if 73 didn't, I think 73, I don't remember. They may not have been air cooled. I think those may have been water cooled. But air cooled engines always have some issues. But yeah, Beetles were not exactly the safest things in the world. And
I do not know anything about cars. I got to the point where I've told him, I'm like, just if I need a new car, just go get one. I don't not too big. Like, I don't care as long as it runs and gets me to where I need to be. But I have rarely driven recently after Lorelai started driving because she goes, like, I give her a list. I'm like, go to the store. And right now she loves it. So
Yogi Villegas says, more information, please. Yogi, I would love to give you more information, but I have no idea to what.
I think it might be on the giveaway.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I think you went over it.
So Amy's
you went.
sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I think that's what she was asking about, but I think you went over it like.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We're getting to the point where I'm tired.
So there is a link to the giveaway rules if you're not still unsure about it in the description of the video. So if you want more information on that, there is a link in the description. So you can go check out the giveaway rules and how to enter and all that.
So thank you for the sewing machine.
The giveaway for the sewing machine.
The giveaway for the sewing machine. There's a description in the description of this video. There's an entire link that explains how to enter. So just take a look at that, and that will explain everything. Thank you for joining us. It was great. This is again my favorite night of the week. So we appreciate you indulging us, and we look forward to next week.
Yeah, that I won't have the stuff for the tilted charm pack from Monique yet, so I will figure out something else to work on because this was way too much for my brain during the but at least I got some more of it done. These tiny little pieces, like all that work, and just these tiny little pieces for it. Well,
excuse me.
They told you to stop yawning.
I would love to stop. I'm just so tired.
All right, we'll see you all next week. Thanks so much for stopping by. And check out later in this week. There should be a tutorial coming up on my channel. I'm really excited about this one to share it.
It is really cool, everyone. It is like one of my favorite quilts she's ever made.
So grab a layer cake. That's all the hints I will give on it.
All right, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.